David's in at 43 on G-Wave. Good morning, YouTube, and good morning, TikTok. All right, let's see what we've got moving here this morning. Looks like AMC and GME are starting to bounce back up again. BITF, nothing there. BITF popped a little bit on that news. First quarter results. Let's see. SOAR, SOAR. First quarter financials. MITQ announces third quarter. Plug. Nothing there. Nothing there. CPTA financials. CATX. Nothing there. TTOO announces $8 million private placement at market. TTOO. TTOO news. Private placement. Let's see what else do we got. Edible. Reports growth. 27% year-over-year revenue growth for edible. DNA conference, that doesn't help us. CATX, nothing. DCTH, price target change. And the rest of these press releases look to be nothing. Keep reading through these. DTST, Data Storage Corporation, 20% increase in revenue, and again achieves profitability in 2024 first quarter. SOAR, first quarter financials. MITQ financials. Let's see. Looking for something on these press releases here for you. Conference call. New Chief Financial Officer, earnings on May 15th. RSKD, beat on revenues. Healthcare conference. Vero. Nothing. A couple of stocks that had some pretty decent revenues, but nothing significant, nothing that we can sink our teeth into here. ZPTA, first quarter revenues. BFI. Just giving out revenue guidance for 2024. That's fluff. Not interested in fluff news. Not interested in fluff news. So far on news, don't really see anything. Nothing's really moved on news too much here this morning so far. All right. So let's go back to volume. Oop, here's another one. CGEN, new Chief Financial Officer. ACXP, first quarter financials. SYRS, price target change. Boy, they're dumping a lot of news, but it's all fluff. Looks like GameStop's moving up just a little bit. All right, FFIE is moving nicely. We're up 97% from yesterday's close. G-Wave, GWAV, moving up a little bit here. It's up a couple of pennies. Cent, S-I-N-T, nice ones, up 111%. CRKN is up 26%. DLPN, Dolphin Entertainment, is up 20%. ARQT, that's up a little bit on revenues. TTOO had the $8 million private placement, and it's still moving up. Not a lot. It's up about 14%, but it's had a nice steady little climb there since the news came out. So we really didn't get anything to speak of at 7 o'clock, unfortunately. Good morning. Good morning, Kathy and Sheila over there on YouTube. Good morning. Flower, good morning to you. Mr. Morik, good morning. And good morning to everybody on TikTok this morning as well. Let's see, Visa first quarter results in a conference call at 8 o'clock. ACB has a new person on their board of directors. MITQ, we've read this one already. This was a financials, the third quarter financials. I think that's a misprint. Morning, Mark. Good morning, Rich. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully we have a good day today. It's hump day. It is midweek. We've had two really good days of trading. Monday and Tuesday were absolutely phenomenal. Thanks to GameStop, AMC, both paid off really, really well for everybody. Good morning, Kim. Demetrios, good morning from Greece. Rhodes Island, good morning. FFIE is doing very well this morning. so far here since 7 o'clock, it's been falling. It's been pulling back. It managed to spike itself up to about 62 cents, but has pulled back a little bit. Definitely would keep an eye on that. It's got a lot of volume on there this morning. So there's definitely a lot of interest in that. Keep an eye on it. Wait for that break. For me, it would be about 60 cents. We can break that 60-cent mark. I think it's going to do something interesting. If it can't break that, about the best you could hope for on that one is playing a dip on it. And the problem with trying to do that is we don't know how far it's going to dip. Cent up 100% here. FFIE still coming down. Good morning. Good morning. OLMA news, but no action. Let's keep an eye on the news here. HOLO, take a look at HOLO, HOLO. What's HOLO doing? HOLO starting to climb again. HOLO. Took a dip right at 7 o'clock down to 272, and it's back up to 292. So it's starting to climb back up. So that one's looking good. G-Wave. Popped. G-Wave. GWAV. Look at that one pop up very, very nicely. Pennies are hot right now. I don't know if you guys have noticed that or not, but pennies are pretty hot right now. Opinion on AMC. Well, folks were asking me about that this morning. My gut is telling me that AMC and GameStop, at least in pre-market, they might have a chance. We might get a little climb out of them in pre-market, but I think when the market opens at 9:30, I think they're going to get beat down just like they did yesterday. Wall Street's not going to let those go out of control again. They learned their lesson the first time around. I think there's a lot of safety measures in place for Wall Street. They're not dumb, and they're not going to let it happen to them twice. Monday caught them off guard. Monday really caught them off guard. Let's see. OLMO. LMOA, my mistake. LMOA. What's the news on that one? Promising new data for combination presented breast cancer conference. Okay, so it's just a conference. That's fluff. Darn good. Coffee, Dr. Pepper, and pizza. That's a good breakfast. Good morning. AMC and GME are alive and well. Well, I hope so. I hope for the sake of retail traders. I do hope. You know, I'm team AMC and I am team GameStop. Trust me. I hope they do amazing. I just do not underestimate Wall Street and what they're capable of. especially since they learned their lesson the first time around. Look what GameStop's doing right now. I just don't know. I just wish I had a better pulse on what retail traders are doing right now. You know, if we knew for sure if retail was going to panic and start locking in profit and just getting out of these things and moving on, or if, like the first time around, they're going to say screw Wall Street and hang tight. And you know, I wish I knew. I think it goes without saying that when these drop, if they do drop significantly, there are going to be a lot of shorts locking in profit as well. There's going to be a lot of short sellers that are buying back their shares to get out of their positions because they've made a lot of money. And that in of itself is going to help drive the price back up. So, you know, it's really hard to say just how strong are the short sellers. Do they have diamond hands too? Are they holding, hoping this runs back down to about $15 and they really make bank? Or are they just going to grab quick profits like everybody else? It's just really hard to say. Let me go back. We don't have any more news popping up just at the moment. So let's go back to G Wave. Okay, that one's coming down. FFIE. Not looking very good. Cent. SINT. Trying to pull back up again. CRKN. Crown Electric. Trying. Edible. We had some news this morning on Edible. Where did that one go? Yeah, everyone wants to give the big guys a good beatdown over there in Wall Street. There's no doubt about that. But we'll keep a very, very close and tight leash on AMC. Harry 21, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I need help. Boy, don't we all. I have 3 trades already and bought some shares yesterday around 4. Can I sell this morning? Yeah, if you bought them in after hours yesterday or anytime yesterday, including after hours, you can sell them today in pre-market or regular business hours, and it's not considered a day trade. That would be a swing trade. Should I buy $1,000 worth of GameStop? Boy, I don't know. Me personally, I wouldn't. Not until I saw whether or not it was going to run or not. Oh, that first sip of Monster early in the morning, gotta love it. Did everybody play some edible? Day Trader got 678 to 692 on AMC. Nice little bounce there. Patricia, yes, 7:20 a.m. Monster and a cup of coffee. I am definitely a health nut. Sean, edible 518 to 683. Thanks, Jeff. You're very welcome. Hopefully everybody caught that. Popping up on revenues. Looks like they made a nice little run there when the news came out. Started around $4.55 and has gone up to $7.13. It's at 681 right now. Boy, the rain is coming down outside. I hope I don't lose power. Oh my. Keep an eye on G-Wave. GWAV. GWAV. Keep an eye on that one. Big storm outside right now, going crazy. Haven't heard any thunder just yet. James got edible from 541 to 610. Nice. Tornado watches in Florida. Yeah, I heard that this morning. They were saying that there's a huge tornado watch out for this area. Kim, you had your first sip at 3:15 a.m. If I'd have been up at 3:15, I probably would have had my first sip of coffee and Monster as well. Ryan took edible from 520 to 750. And he says, thanks, Jeff. That is awesome. Nice trading already for the Wolfpack. AMC still pulling down. GameStop doing the same thing. So you can see the glass half empty or half full on both of these stocks. You can try to play the dip and think you're getting a great price and cross your fingers that it goes back up. Or you can stay away from it and watch it and see which way it actually goes before you jump in. I like the latter. I tend to be a little bit more cautious than just hoping that the stock goes up after you buy it. I'd rather see it going up and then buy it. I hope that makes sense. Take a real serious look at G-Wave, GWAV. I know it's a cheap little penny stock. It's sitting right at 7 cents right now. But take a look at the volume on that stock. We are up to 103 million shares already this morning, 7:25 in the morning, and it's already at 103 million shares. You can't ignore that. So be careful. SPCB reports 400 year-on-year EBITDA growth for the first quarter. That's significant for EBITDA. SPCB. SPCB. It's a little 26-cent stock. Reports a record profit of 400% year-over-year EBITDA growth for the first quarter of 2024. That's significant for EBITDA. So keep an eye on it. I'm not telling you to run over and just blindly buy it, obviously, but at least go check it out. SPCB, Sean. Ken is SPCA's on news. Right. GAX price target change. So we're about 2 minutes away from our 7:30 dump of press releases. Let's see if we can get a significant one on that one. We got 2 minutes, and we're going to get our 7:30 press releases. Good morning. Good morning from Japan. Good to have you with us. Thank you guys very much for hitting the subscribe button on our YouTube channel and the follow button on our TikTok. We much appreciate it. Boy, the trolls are out today. See if SPCB, I bet you that's got a massive float on it. Good deal. Coworker, ex-stockbroker. Asked how I find trades. I told him I'm with the Wolfpack, baby. Well, we do pretty good at finding stocks. Here's our 7:30 press releases. VRCA announces collaboration license agreement with Torii Pharmaceutical for their pivotal phase 3 clinical trial. VRCA. There's no volume on that stock. Nothing there. ABEO, nothing there. LILM, nothing there. Press release. Clicking through press releases, so I apologize if I missed some questions or comments. You have to give me a minute here. This is the most important part of what I do here behind the mic, is call out these press releases. So that always takes priority over questions and comments. Okay, we got nothing so far at 7:30 press releases. Nothing there. Edible came back down again. Seed. Let's take a look at Seed. SEED. Boy, that tanked hard. Boy, that rain is coming down hard. Holy cow. You can hear it hitting the roof. STIM. Humana is first commercial payer to address TMS therapy coverage for adolescents. AWH. So this looks like a little bit of a financial report there. ARQT coming down. SPCB. Glancing back over the press releases to see if any of them have decided to take off. Sometimes these press releases are a little slow for the market to catch on to them. A great press release will come out and the stock will go sideways for 4 or 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden it's like everybody else gets the news and off it goes. So I like to go back and rescan some of the press releases that I've already talked about to see if any of them are, since they weren't running before, to see if any of them have decided to take off, and not seeing any that have done that. AMC still coming down. GameStop really coming down. All right, let's go back to what volume here. FFIE pushing up. FFIE, all eyes were on FFIE since prior to 7 o'clock, us going live. And it's starting to pop back up again. Silver Fox, good morning. No good press releases just yet. We've had a couple of press releases that caused the price to spike up a little bit. We've had a few of our community make some money on them. Edible, ADBL, that's one in particular, pops into my head. FFIE, trying desperately. Look at that volume. $2.1 million shares on a 1 minute candle for FFIE. Big push. Report. Heisenberg. No, I'm not in anything yet this morning. I'm still waiting on some news. Still waiting on that press release that really interests me. FFIE pulling back again. G-Wave pulling back. CRKN, SINT. Peggy. BSFF. SPCB. Trying. Edible. What's Edible going to do? Edible needs to break $6 really bad. So hopefully you guys are having a good morning. Oh, I just heard some thunder. Can you guys hear that outside? Can you hear the rain hitting the roof here? It's really coming down hard. It's really coming down. And to those of you on the website, if I lose power because of this storm, my deepest apologies. My deepest apologies. But I'll be on TikTok and YouTube, of course, if for some reason the power goes out. So just pop over there and continue watching over there, because I'm running those off my phones. So power goes out, it's not a big deal. Patricia, what does short squeeze mean? Well, shorts rely on the price action going down. They borrow shares, and maybe I'm telling you something you already know here, but and I apologize if I am, but when somebody shorts a stock, they borrow shares from their broker. Borrow, not buy, they borrow. They borrow shares and they sell them at whatever price the stock is at. Let's say $2, just for the sake of discussion. They borrow them, sell them at $2. They take that money and it goes into their account. Now, at some point, they got to give that money back. They got to give those shares back, rather. So they let the price drop, then they buy the shares back, and they give the shares back to the broker. So they made money, a lot of money, when they sold it. When they sold those shares at $2, they bought those shares back at $1. So it didn't cost them as much to buy them back as what they got when they sold them at $2, if that makes sense. They didn't have to pay as much. So now they give the shares back. They pay a little interest on it, and they get to keep the difference. And a short squeeze simply means, remember, they're counting on the price to go down. So let's say they borrow shares, sell them at $2, but then the price starts going up. Now they're in trouble because not only do they have to give those shares back plus interest, now they got to buy them back at more money than what they got when they sold them. So now they're actually in the hole. They're negative, and they got to come up with that money too. And a short squeeze simply means that as the price is going up on the shorts, which they don't want, they have to start buying them shares back as quickly as they can. They want to get their shares back as fast as they can so that it doesn't destroy their accounts. And when you get a lot of them doing that, it really pushes the price up. And it's what they call squeezing the shorts. You're squeezing them out of their positions. You're forcing them out, like squeezing a tube of toothpaste. You're squeezing them out of the market. And that's simply what that means is, you're squeezing shorts. You're just forcing them to abandon their positions, and you're costing them money. They're losing money as that price goes up. So that's the long, simple explanation. SPCB. Come on, baby. Push. We managed to get it up to 28.46 and it fell right back down again. Plug. What's Plug doing? Plug is falling. Revolutionized middle mile dealer caster truck integration. Yeah, I read that press release off earlier this morning, but I didn't bring it to anybody's attention because honestly, I thought it was kind of fluff news. Let's take a look at G-Wave. G-Wave pushing back up. Like I said, I would not ignore the price action on G-Wave. There's a lot of volume. FFIE, same way. A ton of volume for this time of morning. Over 100 million shares traded on both of those stocks at 7:30 in the morning. That's pretty good volume. Pretty good volume. So what you're saying is we should short GME today. Well, I am not a short. I'm not a short seller. Never have been. I don't have anything against it, but and I think it's healthy for the market. But my money, if I had to put my money on it, I'd say that shorting it today, both of them, probably not a bad move. Look at the price action on GME. Look at GameStop just in pre-market since 7 o'clock this morning. Now keep in mind, this is when retail traders are the strongest. This is when retail traders have the most influence, the most impact on those stocks is in pre-market and after hours. There's no halts, and Wall Street doesn't have their fingers in it as extensively as they do when the market opens. So retail traders have a lot of influence in pre-market. And you can see what the prices are doing. Retail is not pushing this up. They're not pushing either one of these up, like I'm sure everyone had hoped that they would. There's a lot of profit taking going on here. A lot of people are dumping it. A lot of retail traders. You got to remember, they're just simple folk like you and I. They're just normal people, and they get scared. People get scared. They see the price dropping, they panic. They want to lock in the profit they've already got on it, and a lot of people sitting on big profits on these, and they're going to sell off. I mean, it's just natural. It's human nature, and you can't blame them for that. Now, do I think that Wall Street is going to, after a drop, is going to let these go out of control and run crazy again? I don't think so. I could be completely wrong on that, but I don't see Wall Street letting these things run out of control like they did a few years ago when they got caught with their pants down. I just don't see them letting that happen again. I think if you bought a couple of days ago when we called it out at in the $20 range, and you sold at its peak yesterday in pre-market in that $75 to $80 range, to me that was like the play. That was the play on those stocks. Now, I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong on that, but I think that was the play there, and that's where the vast majority of retail made their money on that stock. Now getting into these, you're being very, very risky here. This is, again, because we don't know if they're going to go up or if they're going to go down. And like I mentioned, I would rather wait until I see it going up and verify that it is climbing and that it is strong and it is moving and they cannot stop this thing, then I jump in. But anything else is very, very risky. FFIE pushing up a little bit. What's G-Wave doing? G-Wave trying, desperately trying. Huge floats on these. Huge, huge floats on these things. A lot of volume. 113 million shares traded on both stocks. They're only about 400,000 difference in G-Wave and FFIE in volume right now. They're very, very tight. Sean, edible, second round, 577 to 607. Nice. Shelly, FFIE, 54 to 59. That's a nice trade. Going to come crashing within 12 months time period. What's going to come crashing down, Adam? The stock market? VXRT. Cent. Trying to push. Pennies have been hot. Evero, good morning. Pennies have been hot. No doubt about that. We've had several days now here in a row where penny stocks have just been going bananas. I know a lot of you hate penny stocks. I know you do. I know a lot of you just absolutely despise penny stocks. But when we have stocks running 100%, 400%, man, what's not to love about those? CRKN going up a little bit. G-Wave still trying. FFIE pulling back. Sint, S-I-N-T, that one's pushing up just a little bit. SPCB, bless its heart, it's trying. It's staying above 25, but it is struggling. Let's take a look at GameStop. All eyes on GameStop the last 3 days. Same with AMC. Boy, they are trying. FFIE. Good morning, good morning. SIESINT pushing up pretty nice. Back up to 12.2. Ton of volume on these things. My gosh. There's a lot of volume in the market this morning in pre-market. A lot of money changing hands this morning. Is it safe to say we can take our money out of AMC and GameStop? Well, I can't tell you what to do, Edgar, and I'd hate to give you bad advice on the stock since I really don't know if they're going to go up or down. My own personal strategy on both of those stocks was to get out in pre-market yesterday when they got up to, when GameStop was up at $80 a share, and if you buy in at $20 and the stock gets to $80 and you're not considering selling at that point and locking in a massive amount of profit, I would say to that person, you really should sit back and reanalyze your trading strategy and rethink what you're doing to be up that much and still hold on tight because this is going to $200. That's the wrong, to me, and again, it's just my personal opinion. That's a wrong kind of thinking. Just a wrong kind of thinking. When you're up 400% on a stock, 300%, your brain ought to be thinking sell, 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 lock in the profit. There's just too many retail traders, in my opinion. Too many retail traders are expecting massive, and I mean massive, gains on every single stock they touch. They want thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars of profit on everything they touch. And it's not realistic. It just isn't realistic. And I hate to see people, I've had people who've contacted me say, "Hey man, I bought this stock at $3 and it's sitting at 15. Do you think it's going to go higher?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, it could, but hello, you're up an amazing amount of money right now. Percentage, your return on your investment is insane. Like any broker on the planet would crap themselves to have that kind of a return on any investment that they did. They would die for that kind of an investment. And you're sitting on one and you're not considering selling. You're doubting yourself on whether or not you should sell. And that's a lot of retail traders. That's a lot of retail traders. They think that way. They want, they want millions of dollars every time, and it's just not realistic. I'm watching AMC tank. I'm watching GameStop struggle and drop from 7 o'clock this morning. Um, Again, if I had bought into this at $20 and I held it all the way to 80 and I allowed that thing to fall all the way back to $42, I'd have to reassess my thinking and say, Jeff, no, 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 no. That's not good. You think about all the money that somebody's left on the table because they wrote it up to 80, convinced, absolutely convinced that it was going to go to 200 or 500 because it did last time. Why wouldn't it do it this time? And they ride it up to 80 bucks and they'll let that thing fall all the way back down to 40 bucks, 30 bucks. And then they go, oh, I guess I better sell. Instead of being smart the first time around and selling it when they were sitting on massive return. So, um, if you're holding this thing, if you have a really good entry on AMC and GameStop and you're holding them right now because you think that they're going to go back to $80, they're going to go back to 20 bucks or whatever, that's okay to think that way. But I think you're being very, very risky with your money. But again, it's your money. You be as risky as you want to be. I just I'm of the old school thinking. I I'd rather I'd rather lock in the profit. Nothing's stopping me from locking in profit and joining the fight again. If I see it starting to reverse and it goes back up, I jump back in again. Scared money don't make money. Oh, well, I hope that I hope that philosophy works out for you. I really do. And I hope that you're willing to take your money, throw it into the market, and hold and say scared money doesn't make money, and take the risk of not locking in profit. Um, if that strategy works, that's great. I just don't find it to be that mentality of scared money doesn't make money. Um, I don't know if that's true or not. I will tell you that thoughtful money makes money. Smart money makes money. Wise investments make money. Being cautious makes money. I know that for certain. I'm living testament to that. Eight o'clock press releases. SYPR. Nothing there. SCPX. Major milestone achieved. IMMP. Nothing. SDA. Enhanced partnership with Greeley's Group. VCIG. Boy, that thunder is starting to get louder and louder. Funding project. EOSE maintained. Price target. SGMT. Financials. BOF. AREB. Nothing there. RVPH. TNXP. Healthcare. SGMT. First quarter losses. Wolf. WOLF. Investor Conference. All right. Doesn't look like we got anything on the 8 o'clock press releases that amounted to anything. So 8 o'clock was pretty bare here. We got a lot of press releases. But all fluff. BCTX, $5 million registered direct offering. Investor events, a lot of conferences. Updates, business updates, another investors conference. SGRP, $16 million in cash and cash equivalents, 4.4 million of unused availability as of March 31st. No action on that stock. Drive down cost. Vizzle. Yeah, nothing at 8 o'clock, unfortunately. Still clicking through them, but I don't see anything moving on news. And that was the last one. So nothing at 8 o'clock, unfortunately. Let me click some of these off of here. Well, I should have left my car out in the rain so it could get a good wash. That free Florida car wash, as they say. And leave the rest. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Francisco. There's nothing wrong with, when a stock goes up like that, sell off, scale out, as they say, scale out of your position. BOF, first quarter revenues. Price moved up a little bit on that news. BOF popped a little bit on a press release. VRPX. BOF moved up. Let's take a look here at GRNT. TikTok wants me to verify my account again here. Hang on a minute. All right, I think I got it. That's kind of annoying. FFIE. Pull back. Now remember, again, for the new traders, 8 o'clock, you're going to see a lot of candles spiking up and down, going crazy. Don't let those fool you. Don't let them fool you into thinking that the price is really going up that high. Look at the bid price and the ask price. Keep an eye on the current bid price and ask price. That is the current actual price of the stock. Don't let those wild candles fool you. G-Wave, 65 cent. SINT pushing up. Let's go back here to AMC. Still struggling. GameStop. Still struggling. Well, I do hope that they go up. I do hope that AMC goes up. I hope that GameStop goes up, because I know a lot of you are in those stocks, and I hope they do go up for you. I really do. Javi. Good morning. Yes, we need rain here in Florida. We absolutely need rain. My grass isn't growing fast enough, and it's getting a little brown in spots. We need some rain. Look at Scent. SINT. Been talking about Scent all morning. SINT. And hopefully you guys were paying attention to that. We just spiked up to 16.9. Looking nice. Beautiful little jump. Nice little pop there. It was up over 200% just a moment ago. It's at 198% right now. Not bad. Not bad. G-Wave, what are you doing? G-Wave is struggling. FFIE. Really not going up or down. It's just consolidating. It's going sideways. Not a lot of action there. SINT gave us a little bit. Syntex gave us a little bit of excitement there for a couple of minutes. CRKN coming down. Edible. Look at Edible. Climbing back up again. Another pick this morning. 718. Can we break 750? What was our high this morning? At 7:22 a.m. we hit $8. Let's see if we can hit 8 again. Wouldn't that be nice? So right now, Edible is up 63%. Not really a penny stock anymore at that price. Cent up 206, 207, 209% now. Gotta love those penny stocks. SINT. Nice. Thank you guys very much for hitting the subscribe button on our channel on YouTube and hitting the follow button on TikTok. Very much appreciated. Enjoy giving out these stocks that are running in pre-market, calling out the press releases for you. Really do enjoy it a lot. And hopefully it's helpful. Sean, Edible, third round. He's had this 3 times this morning already. And this second time around, he took it from 581 to 704. Nice trading. Nice trading. Love seeing the Wolf Pack community making money. Oh, let's see if I missed a bunch of questions, man. I know I did, reading off the press releases. I know I missed a bunch of them. And I do apologize if I missed some of your questions. Javi, resistance at 777. IMMP press release presents data from safety lead-in phase. Looks like they're going to be presenting some data at a medical oncology breast cancer 2024 Congress meeting conference. So really nothing there. LLAP price target, HBM, nothing there. GME 43. Wondering if that'll go back down to 41 again on GameStop. That's a long way from its high yesterday. Long way. All right, let's go back to volume. Don't have any press releases right at the moment. G-Wave coming down, FFIE, just keeping an eye on some of these penny stocks that we've been talking about. SINT stuck at 1580, CRKN down, Peggy down, SPCB. It tried. It's struggling though. SLNA, nothing there. Edible, back up over 7. Let's see it break 750. Yes, Ryan, I will do a 3 o'clock today. Or 4 o'clock, I'm sorry. Yes, I will do a 4 o'clock. We'll do after hours today. So I will be back on again at 4 p.m. Eastern Time to cover after hours trading and see if we can find some press releases in after hours. All right. Let's see what. Looks like we got a new Roaring Kitty post. What's that post say? We got a new post out by Roaring Kitty. What's he saying? Oh, it's a video. Okay. Kim got out with some profits on edible. Good deal. Nice room. Thank you very much. Worked very hard on this room. Did it myself. Just posting movie clips? Okay. He'll be lucky if Congress doesn't call him on the carpet and ask him questions about the whole GameStop thing. But I doubt that he really cares too much. He made his money. Spider-Man gave up on the construction joke, huh? All right. Well, it's 8:17. See what other news we got here. Teva, Lunar, price target change. FTCI Solar announces new sales and leadership appointments. You see what I mean? It's all just fluff junk news, man. A lot of news. A lot's coming out on the press, but man, it's just junk. We've had 139 press releases so far, and since 7 o'clock, and a good bunch of it is just fluff. We've had a couple. Let's see. Ryan took edible from 675 to 720. Nice trade. No, there's no oversight for stock profits. I'm not talking about stock profits. Oh, it's going slow here. AMC, not looking great. GameStop. GameStop is trying. It's struggling right here. It's trying, though. It's trying to stay relevant here in the low 40s. I hope it does. Shelly took edible from 575 to 750. Nice trade. Not a bad trade. Thank you very much for hitting the subscribe button and the follow button. We do really appreciate that. It's encouraging to see all the support, and hopefully you're enjoying some of the call outs that we're getting, primarily on the news. We do appreciate you being here. We had, let's see, yesterday we had 7,000, if memory serves me correctly, we had 7,255 viewers on YouTube yesterday. That was definitely an all-time high. The day before that, it was about 7,000. So we bumped up just a little bit. The streak of no third shift this week. I missed it Monday and Tuesday, but I'm doing it today. So it was a 2-day streak. I don't think 2 days constitutes a streak. Ranger John, you can attribute that to GameStop, I would assume. Yeah, that could be. I hadn't thought of that, but you're right. Um, a lot of people interested in GameStop and stopped in to see what I was talking about for GameStop. I guess that could very well be it. Florida Flex took an AMC call option, 24-cent entry. CPI about to drop in 9 minutes. BlackBerry, what's BlackBerry doing? BlackBerry's curling up, almost back to where it closed at yesterday. BB, BlackBerry, curling up. Yeah, we definitely don't want to see that, Robert. G-Wave for the long haul? Um, no, definitely not, in my opinion. No, definitely not. Pull back on the monthly chart on G-Wave and look where it was at in February, first part of February, and look where it's at now. Um, no, definitely not for the long haul. To me, stocks like G-Wave and FFIE, these 5-cent stocks, 6-cent stocks, 8, those kind of stocks for me are quick day trades. The day that it runs, you jump in, you take profit, and you jump out, and you never look back. They're definitely not the kind of stocks that I would ever buy in with the idea that I'm going to hold it for months at a time, hoping that it might go back up at some point. Just not my style of trading. I definitely don't hold long-term investment type things on penny stocks. I think you have to play penny stocks for what they are. They're penny stocks for a reason. And the fundamentals of the company are horrible. And in my personal opinion, they're not made to be long-term hold type investments. They're just not. Penny stocks, I think, are there for a purpose, and that's for us to make money. Get in, get out. Look, any penny stock, in my opinion, is fair game. I don't care if it's 6 cents, 5 cents, 30 cents, $1.20. It doesn't matter. They're all fair game. Any one of those price targets, price levels, any one of those companies could put out a press release. And we all know from experience, one press release can drive a stock price up 100% easily. So they're all fair game, but not till they put out that press release. Not till they put out the press release. You put out a press release, I don't care if you're a 3-cent stock or a $2 stock. You put out a press release that's going to cause that price to go up. I'm all for it. I'm in. I'll take advantage of it. But if there's no press release, I'm not buying it. There's no point in buying it because penny stocks are too volatile. They're too volatile. There's no way of gauging because the fundamentals are so bad on penny stock. Let's face it, a 6-cent stock is 6 cents for a reason. A $400 stock is a $400 stock for a reason. So just because of the reason that it's a 6-cent stock or an 8-cent stock, I'm not investing in that. I'm not investing at all. If I'm going to invest, I'm going to put money into a $200 stock, a $500 stock, something that follows the market closely, something that that the company has good fundamentals and you can track it. You can do some technical analysis on it and have some success with it, but not penny stocks. They are simple in and outs. Darn good. You have a good afternoon. I'll see you this afternoon. At 4 o'clock. But right now, I've got to get a sip of Monster. I feel smarter. Well, I hope you're being serious, but you're welcome. And definitely don't invest in long term in penny stocks. And if you get into a penny stock, and when I say penny stock, I'm talking stocks that are $5 or less. Technically, that's a penny stock. I wouldn't, unless something's moving up on momentum, because I do like momentum trading, but unless it's got a press release and there's a catalyst and there's a reason that it's going up, which is usually the press release. Unless it's got a press release, I don't randomly pick penny stocks and try to make money off of them. Yeah, learn how to use your stop losses. I mean, obviously we can't use stop losses in pre-market or after hours, but we can use mental stops. And pick your mental stops. You should know what your stop is before you ever buy the stock. You should know ahead of time where I'm getting out if it goes down, where am I getting out if it goes up. Am I going to scale out? Am I going to just dump all of them? That's called having a trading plan. And you have to have a plan. You can't just wing it. Too many retail traders just wing it. They buy in and then just wing it. I'll wait and see where it goes and make my decision on the fly as it's happening. And you can do that, I guess, but it's pretty risky. And I don't think it's, I don't think it's smart, to be honest. You have to be disciplined. And there's no discipline in winging it. When you're just winging it, stock by stock, There's no discipline in that. You've not formed any and gained any discipline in your training, in your trading. You've not developed any, and you really need to have discipline. And I know for a lot of you, I am preaching to the choir, and I do apologize for that. But there are a lot of newer traders that tune in to watch us, and I think that's important information for them to have. Viru, what's Viru doing? Viru popped down. Let's see what we got here at 8:30. Shot medical device market with an order from European manufacturer. RELI announces game-changing acquisition of Spetner Associates, projected to double the company's revenue. RELI. RELI. Little acquisition news there. FBIO, BFLY. Going through our 8:30 press releases. Another one on SHOT. That popped a little bit. DM. Based Evology Manufacturing adopts digital sheet metal forming technology. That's fluff. All right. So there was really nothing in the 8:30 press releases. And that's not unusual. Like I've said many, many times, there are days where we get a ton of beautiful, absolutely beautiful press releases, and we make a lot of money. There are days when we don't get any, you know. But if you've been trading very long, you understand that's just how the market is. Some days are great, some days are not so great, some days are so-so. And there are days, and this is another helpful hint, there are days when I don't buy anything. I don't buy anything. If I don't get that perfect setup, if I don't get that nice entry that I like, that I'm excited about, if I don't catch the news fast enough, if there is no news, nothing is moving, nothing is making my eye twinkle like the really great setup, and I just don't buy anything and I sit it out. And there's nothing wrong with that. Dogecoin is ripping and Bitcoin is ripping. How does float affect your buying decision? Public float does affect the buying decision. A lot of what it affects, it doesn't, the float affects my decision to buy, not so much. The news, the impact of the news, the type of news that's been released, how good is the news? How strong is it? That impacts my decision to buy the stock a lot, a lot. The public float plays a huge part in how long I hold it and how quickly I let it go. If it's got a very small float and I know, like under 1 million, and I know that this thing could rip like crazy, I'm prepared for a quick in, quick out. Get in quick, let it run up 100%, 150%, and then jump out. And I know because it has a low float that it could tank insanely. So I might scale out. I might scale out when I'm up 60%, 70%, hold on to a few just in case it keeps going. But I know that it can, a low, really low float can go down as fast as it can go up. So it does influence how long I'll hold on to that. If it's a massive float, it's a big float, and let's say it's a 20 million public float, 35 million public float, I know that it can go up, especially on the really good news. I know that it can go up, but I know that it's going to go up slow. And most of the time, not 100% of the time, but I do know most of the time when it comes down, because of the size of the float, it's going to come down rather slowly. Not always, but most of the time it'll come and it'll give me an opportunity to get out. So the float affects my exit and how quick that is. ZVSA, first quarter financials, that's on our micro float list. LUCD, price target, TOON, nothing. SPY is doing very well here this morning. Coinbase is ripping. Sean, edible for the fourth time this morning. He's played this. $7.01 to $8.04. Over $1 per share on the fourth time around. And he says, kaboom. Thanks, Jeff. That is awesome. CTNT ripping. What's your favorite monster? I am into the green. I like the green one. Not the sugar-free green one. Got to have the sugar, but I like green monsters. Those are by far my favorite. But only when they're ice cold. They got to be ice cold. SPY's up to 526 this morning. Let's go back to volume. And let's go back to edible. Look at edible ripping. How many of you grabbed edible this morning? We've been talking about edible good part of the morning here. Well, ever since it started climbing at 7:15 this morning, we've been chatting about that. How many of you took edible? CTNT, not ripping? Well, thank you for letting me know. I was just reading comments off of TikTok. CTNT is down 9% from yesterday's close. So, yeah, not really ripping. It's gone up quite a bit from where it was at this morning. Earlier this morning, it was down to what, 463? And managed to get up to 630. Yeah, I'll go along with that. And I'll say that CTNT was doing pretty good. That's quite a climb. That's quite a climb. Edible. EDBL. EDBL. Good morning. MBRX News. Commence NIH-funded phase 2 clinical trial. for glioblastoma. So we got a little press release on MBRX. No volume on it. Is it ripping now that I asked everybody how much, if anybody's in it? What'd we hit here? 879. Do you do penny stocks? We do a lot of penny stocks, yes. Probably 80-85% of our call outs are on penny stocks. And by penny stocks, I mean anything under $5. So $5 or less. The vast majority of my scanner is set up for $5 or less, but we do other stocks. Everything is fair game. Nothing is off limits. I don't care if it's $200 a share, $50 a share, or 20 cents a share. Everything is fair game. If it's got news, if there's a press release out on it in the morning, it's fair game. All right, edible. Thank you, wise guys, for answering that question for me. Visa popped on news. Visa popping on news. Licensing opportunities. Seems kind of fluffy. But it is popping up. WISA. Zim taking off. ZIM. Excuse me. Visa now up to 475. A little surprised on that movement. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit surprised on that move. That one caught me off guard. I read the news, but it just seemed kind of fluffy news, so that one caught me off guard. OTLY 2024 annual general meeting. Okay. Beacon. Where is Beacon? Beacon is sitting at 988,000 shares traded so far. Got a nice little pump up there. Around 8:27 this morning, it started getting some movement. The volume started coming in. It's up over 1 million now. So the volume is coming in pretty nicely on Beacon. It's at 128 right now. Thank you, Anthony, for that. Where do you find press releases on stocks? Well, we've got a number of sources, which is one of the beautiful things about trading as part of a community like the Wolf Pack. Um, I have a scanner on my E-Trade. I use E-Trade as my primary trading platform, and I use the trading platform they call E-Trade Pro, which is not available anymore. And one of the features on that is the ability to find news or get press releases from any stock that's on your watch list. And I have over 2,000 stocks on my scanner, on my watch list. So I get the potential of over 2,000 different companies putting out press releases in the morning, which by itself is plenty. I get more than enough news and runners to make successful trading. However, on top of that, our community, we've got members who have Bazinga Pro, and they chime in with press releases that they're getting from Bazinga Pro. We got folks watching Yahoo News. We've got folks watching FinViz. We've got people watching Momo Screener. I don't know if you've heard of that. There's actually two of them, Mometic, and there's another one called Momo Screener. And most of our community uses Momo Screener. That one seems to be the one that everybody sort of gravitates to. But all those different sources are being brought into the community in real time as they happen, as they hit the market, they all come in. So everybody in the community is able to get those press releases like within seconds after they come out. So it gives us the opportunity to go look at that stock real quick and see the news and go, oh my God, that's great news, and jump in on that really great press release within 30 seconds, 45 seconds, or at least within the first minute. We can make the decision on whether or not we think that's a valid one to jump into. And of course, every member in our community makes their own decisions. Some people jump into a press release, some won't. Some are a little hesitant. And some of them go crazy, some of them don't. But at least they had the opportunity. It was presented to them immediately as soon as it came out. So that's the advantage of being part of the community. I can't tell you when I first started how many times when I first started trading, I'd be on like StockTwits, and I'd be looking at a particular page for a stock, and I'd notice people commenting about another stock, how it was ripping. And I'd go, oh, dang. And I didn't even know that stock existed. I'd go look at their page there on StockTwits and look at the stock on my chart, and it's up like 115%. And I'm going, God dang it, why didn't I get into that when it first started ripping? And it was because I didn't see the news. And I didn't see the news until after it had already gone up 115, 120%, and I missed the run. So, and that aggravated me. I hated missing the run. And if you've traded penny stocks for very long, you know how important it is to catch those press releases the minute they come out. And finally figured out how to do that and perfected it and got really good at catching those quickly and taking advantage of the runs. GameStop still down to 40. Wow. SGD, nothing there. IKT, nothing there. Nothing there, nothing there. All right. I am going to do something real quick here while I've got the time before our 9 o'clock press releases hits. I'm going to exit and save. So give me just a moment. If you're on the website, you'll see what I'm doing here. Rebooting my trading platform. All right. We are back again. CPI report. Consumer Price Index rose 3.4% last month, in line with expectations. SPCB finally ripping. Finally. My gosh, we wondered if that thing was ever going to go. Holy cow. We called that one out. As soon as the news came out, it popped up and then it went sideways forever. We had Wolfpack members chiming in on our message thread saying, is this ever going to go? Is this going to go? Is this going to go? We need volume. Is it going to go? And finally, it popped. Finally. On pretty decent volume, I might add. This 1 minute candle's got 789,000 shares on it so far. Ended with 847,000 shares on that 1 minute candle. Okay, so let's go back and see what AMC is doing. $5.99. GameStop. What did we hit here? 40.25. Let's see what happens with these. I am, like you, I am very curious what the market's going to do with GameStop and AMC today. Very, very curious. All right, let's go back to SPCB. Pulling back. Edible. Still pulling down a little. BCAN coming down. G-Wave down. FFIE sideways. Cent sideways. Nothing is performing right now. SPCB, as of this moment, is the only thing that's giving us any kind of excitement here. anticipation. SPCB just hit 29.39. Let's see if we can get up to 30 cents. Not looking like it. All right, AMC trying so hard. Cent is trying, SINT, coming off of that 14-cent low. Do you speak Russian? No, I do not. Unfortunately, I do not. AWIN, CPTA, LOLMA. Looking at news here. Reading off the news. All right, nothing there. AWIN is popping. AWIN had a couple of nice green little candles there on the 1-minute chart, and it continues to go. $5.22, $5.36. Looking pretty good. Back down again. See how volatile these penny stocks are? All right, let's go back to volume. We got about 1 minute, and we're going to get our 9 o'clock press releases. I will do these longer YouTube and TikTok lives like I've done this week. I'll continue to do those up through Friday. So we'll be on at 7 o'clock tomorrow and Friday. But next week, next Monday, I'll be back to doing our normal times next week, which means I won't be going on TikTok or YouTube until about 7:30 in the morning, and I'll only be on till about 8. So I'll only be on for about a half an hour. So if we're lucky, maybe we get something between 7:30 and 8, something pops up that you guys can take advantage of. Nova, Nova, downgraded. GFAI launches AI robotic solutions through a strategic partnership with IAPP Technology. That's going up. GFAI. That press release just out, hot off the press. GFAI. Get it while it's hot, man. Let's see. That's just an expression, by the way. Don't go jump buy into it. That was just an expression. But GFAI in a partnership, as always, do your due diligence, read the press release, look at the share price, watch for your dips. ACXP. Successful FDA end of phase 2 meeting and a phase 3 readiness in the treatment of C. difficile infection, whatever the heck that is. Seems like good news, but at the same time, based on, for as far as price movement goes, it's kind of fluffy. BTCS, fourth quarter, ship, records record financial results, MTTR, nothing there, ARKO. Still reading press releases for you. RNA. Excuse me, non-bank term loan sheet. Expansion, EGIO. Engagement, IGC. Nothing there. So 9 o'clock only really blessed us with one that even had a chance. And that was GFAI, but it spiked on the news and came right back down again. So we really got nothing at 9 o'clock. Shot. Robert took shot from 148 to 153. Nothing wrong with that. All right, ship. Here's another one on ship. First quarter revenues. So let's see what GFAI does. Now, like I said, that was the only one at 9 o'clock that really had any meat to it at all. We just dipped down here to $3.22 after that big spike. It's managed to get itself back to $3.40. So it is crawling back up slowly. It looks like it's got about an 8 million public float, so it's not a bad public float. Let's see what it does today. See how it reacts to the news. right. Let's take a look at GameStop, BTCS, first quarter revenues. Let's look at GameStop at 42. Well, what is everybody's projections? Let's do a little poll here. What does everybody think is going to happen with AMC and GameStop when the market opens? It was about split yesterday when I asked the same question. About half of you said you thought it was going to tank. Half of you, about half, said they thought it was going to rip. And it tanked. So half of you got it right. Robert, see you tomorrow, my friend. GameStop will go down at market open and then climb back after it settles. Steady uptrend. Going to go down because you bought it. Got to be positive, Heisenberg. Got to be positive, man. You look like a law attorney. It's trending on Twitter right now. So they think it's going to rip. Joe thinks both are going down today. Got people on our message thread saying they think it's going to go down. I am of the mindset that I really don't know. I really don't know. And I don't even have an opinion because my gut tells me that they're both going to go down. But you can't really trade on your gut. Doodle says he thinks it's either going to go up or down. Playing it safe. Shorts haven't covered yet. Shorts haven't covered yet. That's one positive, right? When the shorts start covering, the price should start spiking. So BNR reverse split today, 1 for 10. How do you know it's shorts covering? I wouldn't know in real time. I wouldn't know if the reason the price was going up was because of shorts. No, I wouldn't know that. I'm just saying if the shorts start covering in mass, the price will go up. But when we see it going up, we won't know exactly at that moment if that's why it's doing that. We'll know after the fact because we'll be able to go back and look at the reports and see how many shorts have actually, how many shares have been returned. And we'll know then that that reason for that climb was because of the shorts covering shares. I mean, we could be safe and say, it's going to go down and then it's going to go up. Or we could say it's going to go up and then it's going to go down. And we'll sound like a genius, right? So if I say it's going to go down and then it's going to go up, and that happens, everybody's going to say, well, he called it. He called it. He knew what he was talking about. He called it. And I promise you, There's a lot of snake oil salesmen out there right now doing exactly that. They're guessing. And if they guess right, they got a 50-50 shot, right? If they guess right, they're going to look like geniuses. And everybody's going to be praising them and saying, oh my God, he called it. He called it. And the same way, if they call it going down and it goes down. But that's definitely not me because I don't know. I will tell you, GameStop has come down almost $40 a share from its high yesterday in pre-market. IPDN. Nothing there. Edible starting to push back up. A lot of great penny runners. SPCB at 29 cents. Edible at 8.13. $8.25. What did we just hit here? $8.25 on edible now. We hit 8.30. Hopefully everybody's banking on, or did bank on edible. Good morning, LA Tech Trends. Good morning to you. Good morning from Russia. Good morning. GameStop stock is going crazy today. Man, I hope it goes up. I know for a fact a lot of you are still holding on to that GameStop, and you're hoping for it to go up. I know a lot of you are. Bradley, good morning. So for those that are still holding and plan to hold, I really do hope it goes up for you. I really do. I want to see retail win on these trades. Biggest win and biggest loss. Biggest win on any one stock in one day was about 68,000. That was the biggest one day, one stock win. Biggest loss. I think probably the biggest loss I've ever had on one stock in particular probably the biggest loss I've ever had was about 8,000, just a fuzz over $8,000 on one stock. And that was primarily because I couldn't trade it. And a press release came out. It was a mining stock, a coal mine. This was back many years ago when Trump, I think back when he was actually running for president, I don't think he was actually president yet. He was still running. And he mentioned the coal industry and how he wanted to get the coal industry back on its feet and profitable because he wanted to mine coal, mine coal, mine coal. And he was going to do things if he got elected to boost the coal mining industry. And there was a couple of stocks, or one stock in particular, that was in Wyoming. And I can't even remember what the name of the company was, but it was a coal mining company. And it was at, I want to say it was around $12, something like that. And I bought into it. I had it for about 2 days, and it had a nice, slow, steady climb because everybody was kind of hyped up about the coal industry. And I was working still. I was still punching the clock and went to work, shut my computer off. I was working second shift, so I traded in the mornings and then went to work. I shut my computer off and I went to work. And on my drive to work, the company put out a press release saying they were filing for bankruptcy. And it tanked, and it tanked hard. And by the time I got to work, I was down $8,000 on that stock. And I sold and took what I could get out of it. And that hurt. Hurt my feelings. Totally unexpected. Actually, my heart dropped the most on the win. Back in during that time frame, I was trading heavily. And it wasn't uncommon. It wasn't uncommon to have a $20,000 day or $35,000 day trading stocks because I was trading very, very heavily. All penny stocks. I was putting in $20,000 to $30,000 in one position. So it wasn't uncommon at all to make $20,000 or $30,000 in a day. But when that one hit me with 68,000, that was a big win. That was a big win. But I don't invest like that anymore. Since I got to a point where I was able to retire, quit punching the clock at 58 and retire. So I've been retired about 3 years now. And since I've retired, I still trade. I still trade every day, but I'm very, very conservative, and I don't trade like I used to. I trade more for fun now than like serious, I need to make a lot of money for my retirement. I don't have that mindset anymore. Now I just trade because I enjoy trading. I'm addicted to it. I love it. I'm passionate about it. And I'm passionate about teaching other people. And So I don't really trade like that anymore. Every once in a while, I'll put maybe 6K into a stock, maybe 8 here and there, but the most part, it's all, I put in like 2 grand and that's it. Maybe 3 grand. That's it. I don't put any more than that in. No, I wouldn't recommend trading like I traded. I wouldn't recommend that to anybody. Not unless, if 20 putting 10 grand into a stock, one stock, or 20 grand into one stock is not a big deal to you, that's a very minute part of your overall available funds, then sure. But if you're putting in $20,000 into a position and it's 3/4 of your entire account size, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, Brad, we had a big one last summer, and I can't remember the name of it. Um, we bought it at like $3 in pre-market, $3 or $4. I can't remember what it was. We bought it at like $3 or $4 live on our live stream, and it went to $60 in pre-market. I remember that one. Might have been VTGN. I'm not sure. 245 to 64. There you go. S&D Home Goods. Thank you. I knew it was low $2-3 in there somewhere. But yeah, that was a good one. My philosophy in trading when I first started, um, and again, I don't recommend this, and I don't recommend it. Um, when you first put money into a 401k at work, and you're 20 years old, and they tell you to gear your investments towards highly aggressive stocks, very volatile, highly aggressive, high risk stocks, because the potential for profit is huge. But do it when you're young, because if those go bad on you, you've still got plenty of time ahead of you to recover. Many years before retirement, you've got a lot of time to recover from those risky investments, right? And then they tell you, as you get older and as you start to approach retirement, you change those things and you start investing more. You 401k anyway, you put them in less risky investments, less volatile, a little bit safer, because you don't have the time. If they go bad, you don't have time to get it back. Your time is about up as far as getting that money back. So, and I did just the opposite. I started late trading and I went aggressive hard. I was about 50 years old when I started. So I was late to the game. FFIE. Trying.
Got to break 60. But I got started late in the game with stock trading. I wish I had been able to start in my early 30s, but I didn't get started till I was about 50. And from 50 to 58, I made enough to retire. But that was being extremely aggressive, very aggressive. And I did it knowing fully well if I screwed up, if I made bad choices, if I didn't do it right, I was going to lose a lot of money. And I'd be probably still working. So I took a massive, massive risk. Like some would say kind of dumb. I didn't do the right thing probably. I mean, in hindsight, it worked out. But going that aggressive when you're in your 50s is really, really risky, and I would not recommend it at all. But yes, Amy, it paid off. I went heavy in. I got extremely lucky. I made good money, and it paid off for me. But it's definitely not something you ever recommend to anybody to do. Absolutely not. And unfortunately, we see a lot of traders, young traders that do just that. They go all in. They go all in 100%, man. They'll put their entire trading account in one stock. And that is so, so risky. So risky. It's not, you should not do that. It's not good money management. If it pays off, great. You got lucky. If it pays off, you got lucky, and you can pat yourself on the back and man, that was great. But it doesn't happen that way all the time. That's not typical. But just like me when I was young, you know everything. Nobody can tell you nothing. You got it all figured out. And we all been through that. Everybody listening to me right now that's over 50, we've been through that. We all have seen it. We were that way ourselves in our 20s and our 30s. We knew everything. People that were retired didn't know anything. You got it all figured out. And then you get older and you realize, damn, those people were right. I should have listened. My grandfather used to give me advice all the time when I was a teenager, and I never listened. Never. Because I just thought, he's an old man. What does he know? What does he know about life? I'm living this stuff, man. I know. Grandpa don't know nothing about nothing. Guess what? Grandpa knew everything. Everything. And I was too dumb, too bullheaded to pay attention. Well, sorry you feel that way. See you later. Den Love, what are you, 100? Okay, I'll take my money and get off YouTube. You're very welcome, though. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. SPCB 26 to 30. Good job. We've got about 10 seconds here, and we are going to get on with trading. So let's see what happens with AMC and GameStop. Let's see if my gut telling me that they were going to drop was right. We were about split again here today when I asked the question about it going up or going down. We were kind of split on opinions. Let's see. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, all the major indexes are red. Excuse me, green. I don't know my green from a red. I better not drive anywhere today. All the major indexes are green. SPY's up. XBI, Russell, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, S&P, all green. 56% of my scanner is green. Only 26% is red. FFI tanking, cent coming down. AMC doesn't look like it can make up its mind. GameStop down to 39. Let's see what it's going to do. AMC looks like it might be popping up here. GameStop popping up. Those of you that thought these were going to rip when the market opened, you might have been right. Looks like it's going to halt at 41.78. So we got a halt on GameStop. Robert took edible from 771 to 823. Edible halted at 894. Not bad. Guys are making bank on edible this morning, for sure. Tyler, do you have diamond hands? No, I do not. I don't trade ETFs, and I do not know anything about Spider. My apologies. Let's see. AMC, they got halted for no apparent reason. You guys, I hope nobody's surprised that they're halting these. GameStop only went up 3.5% from open, and they halted it. AMC's only up 1.3% from open, and they halted it. LA Tech friend. Well, thank you very much, man. I do appreciate it. So it's not, you shouldn't be surprised that they're halting this. Wall Street is trying to control price action. I've been saying this for 2 days. They got caught with their pants down on Monday. That's why we had that massive run in pre-market. Wall Street wasn't expecting it. But they had things in place to protect themselves, unlike they did several years ago when not only weren't they expecting it, but they didn't know what to do about it. They had no plan in place for something like that. They were screwed. This time around, if you don't think that they sat in meetings and talked on the phone after the last go around with GameStop, after that major fiasco, if you don't think that they sat on the phones and talked about that and said, how are we going to stop this from ever happening again? You're being naive if you don't think that they had a plan in place. Monday, they weren't expecting it, so retail was allowed to run that thing up nutty in pre-market because of no halts. But once they got involved in it, the plan that they've been talking about and have had in place for years after the last GameStop fiasco kicked in high gear. And look what happened to the price as soon as the market opened. It got beat down. $40. So yeah, they may go up a little bit today. They may do this. They may have some, but if you think Wall Street is going to allow this thing to go bonkers and without halting it, without closing down trading platforms like they did last time, I mean, come on. They're not going to let these brokerages and these firms go bankrupt like they did last time. It's not going to happen. Wall Street is not dumb. You're not dealing with a bunch of idiots over there. These guys are smart. They do this for a living and they control price movement. So yes, we may get a little climb. We may get a little bit of they may allow it to run up a little bit. But I promise you, these guys have got billions of dollars to control the price any way they feel like it. And now that they're ready for it, they've planned for it, it's just not going to happen. If we get a $20 run up on GameStop, that'd be great. You're not going to hear me complain about that at all. That would be beautiful. But you're not going to see it running to $200, $400. You're smoking hopium if you believe that. All right. Well, I wish they'd hurry up and release these. I've only got just a few minutes left here. And AMC tanking. GameStop. What are you going to do? Come on. They can't stop the run. You don't think that Wall Street could stop the run on a stock? Come on, Tyler. Oh, what is AMC going to do? I got just a couple of more minutes here. Greetings from Germany. Welcome. Oh, let's see. Well, I wish. Well, GameStop dropped back to 39.70 and they halted it again. Well, it's time for me to get out of here. I'll be back at 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll try to catch some after hours runners. And my deepest wish is for all of you that trade under the philosophy of scared money doesn't make money. I hope you guys do really well today. I really, really do. I mean that sincerely. But I think it's better to be smart. So anyway, you guys have a great day, and I will see you all at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll continue. And hopefully we get something good this afternoon and after hours. So until then, have a great day.